myself Ankita, and I'll be taking science for you guys. 1 second. Okay. So, going with the chapter, it's coal and petroleum. How many of you have heard the name coal and petroleum? Quite rare, right? I'm sure everyone of you would have heard the name coal and petroleum. It's like we use it in everyday life. Coal, you see it on the road, the tar, coal tar that you see, and petroleum, you use it in all your vehicles, right? So you definitely need petroleum. So coal and petroleum, where do they come from? Basically, these are natural resources. Before we go to the topic coal and petroleum, let's just go a little bit about what are the types of natural resources. There are two types: inexhaustible and exhaustible resources. Speaking about inexhaustible, so what is this inexhaustible? Something that is never going to be extinct. See, these are the resources. These are resources. I'm so sorry. Just a second. Okay, so these are the resources exist in unlimited quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by human activities. In the sense, how much ever we humans use it, it is never going to be exhausted. For example, sun. You use sun. How do we use sun? Sun is already there. So what are we using from sun? Solar cells. Have you heard about solar energy? Where when sunlight falls on the solar cells, from that electricity is generated, or there's a separate city which runs on solar energy. Tell me which city is it? Like next class, I'll be asking you this question. Then going about air, wind energy. If you go to villages or somewhere outskirts of Bangalore, you would have seen large fans will be there which keep on rotating when there's wind. So what is that? That will generate you wind energy, and that energy is converted into your electrical energy. So that is where they get electricity and all. So that is how you utilize wind, sun, all that. The second type will be exhaustible resources. So these get exhausted in the nature. These are non-renewable. That is, once they get exhausted, you cannot bring them back. So what are the examples for that? Forest, coal, petroleum, natural gas, minerals, wildlife, all that. Now you guys might know that there's some war which is going on. Because of that, there is a problem with gas. Why is there a problem? Because these are exhaustible resources. They are very much in um, what do you call, a very less quantity, and all when there's a war again the supply is still reduced, right? So that is why these are exhaustible resources. You cannot get them back once they are completely done. Okay, now speaking about coal, what is there about coal? See, coal, you guys know it is hard. If you guys have touched coal, you know it is hard. This picture which is here, can you see this picture? Yeah. I'll use it this way itself. Is it fine? Okay, so here the picture which you can see, coal. So how is it? Just looking by it, how is it? It's solid, it's black. So that's it. It is hard, black. It is a fossil fuel. I'll tell you what fossil fuel is. Just know the word for now. Fossil fuel, okay? So it is black, hard, and it is after deposition of several years, this is formed. And where do we use this coal? If you go to village sites and all, they keep wood, right, to burn, to make food. So from that you find coal. So basically it is used in cooking, and then in trains for transportation. If you guys have watched cartoon in your childhood, you would have seen Thomas the train which was there, all that which produces this gas and all. So how do you get the smoke? That is because of this coal. They burn this coal, and that is how the train runs. Okay. Then apart from that, electricity, it is also used to generate electricity. So what are the uses of coal? Before that, how does coal look? It looks solid, black fossil fuel. And what are the uses of coal? It is used in cooking. Where is it used? In cooking, transportation, and generation of electricity. So is this part clear to you? If you guys have any doubt, you're supposed to be asking. Uh, okay. Okay. Now, how is this coal formed? Yes. No, it's fine. You can ask if you have any doubt.
I wanted to know how coal is derived, but yeah,
Yes, I like your enthusiasm. Good. Okay, now speaking about how coal is formed. It's like millions of years ago, around 300 millions ago, the animals which were living, they die. So what happens once they are dead? There is soil that gets deposited on them, soils, rocks, etc., gets deposited on them. And due to increased temperature, the temperature keeps on varying, right? So there's increase in the temperature as well as there's increase in the pressure, and these animals get deposited below the soil, they get deposited below the earth, they keep on get depositing, and after several years, because of this change in temperature and pressure, there is this formation of coal, and through a process called carbonization. So we'll just see this picture. So what happens? 300 million years ago, earth had dense forest and low lying wetlands. So you know that there were two vast forests that was there in earth. Then, due to flooding and other causes, these forests got buried under the soil. Forests or animals, anything works. So, these floods, you know, right? Floods, earthquakes, because of all that, those plants, a forest got deposited under the soil. And then there was compression. When I said increase in temperature and pressure, whenever pressure comes, there's compression. So, as more soil deposited over them, they were compressed. Temperature and pressure rose as they sank deeper. You might have known, if the more deeper you go towards the earth's crust, there's increase in temperature and pressure. Same logic applies here, and there occurs carbonization, which helps in the formation of carbon. So what is carbonization? It is a very slow process where dead vegetation turns into coal. So what is carbonization? It is a slow process where dead vegetation, that's something that is dead vegetation, is this plants, etc., so dead vegetation turns into coal is what? Carbonization. Because coal contains mainly of carbon, it and is formed from remains of vegetation, it is called fossil fuel. You remember there was a word before fossil fuel. Where did we see this word fossil fuel?
ma'am, when you were explaining about coal.
Very good. So under coal, we said coal is hard black fossil fuel. So that is how this coal is formed. Same way, by this carbonization, coal is formed. That is why I said I'll tell you the word later about fossil fuels. So when heated in air, coal burns and produces mainly carbon dioxide gas. So whenever you burn coal, like when I said in cooking, or when you produce electricity, or in the trains, everywhere, later when you burn them, there is majorly carbon dioxide produced. Why is it carbon dioxide mainly? You guys know it?
Can you ask again?
Sure. See, here when heated in air, coal burns and produces mainly carbon dioxide. It is what is existing. And when I said coal, I said cooking, transportation, generation of electricity. Now, what happens when any of this happens when we burn coal generally? There is more carbon dioxide which is produced. Why is that?
Ma'am, because coal is made up of carbon compounds.
Very good. Because here there was also a point where during carbonization, where dead vegetation turns into coal, it contains mainly carbon, correct? So when we burn air, we need oxygen. So these two combine together and will produce what? Carbon dioxide gas. So that is why more carbon dioxide is produced. We'll speak about its side effects later, okay? Next, going on to the next point, next slide. Okay, next is the different types which are there. So there's coke, coal tar, coal gas, all that. Okay, speaking about coke, it's not the coke which you drink, like the diet coke, Coca-Cola. That's not the coke which we are speaking about. We are speaking about a different coke. So this coke, it is tough. Look at the picture and you will know the answer. You just have to look at the picture. Is it tough? Is it porous? Yes, porous means what? There are too many holes here, right? Can you see all the holes? So it is tough, porous, and what color is it? Pink? What color is it?
Black.
Correct.
Black.
Simple. Yes. So it's black, tough, porous. And coke is almost one of the pure form of carbon. Okay, if at all a question is asked what is a pure, almost a pure form of carbon, what will you say?
Coke.
Very good. So where is it used? Coke, it is used in steel and in the extraction of many metals. So it is used in the formation of steel. No one should write it is used for drinking or anything, okay? Coke is not a drink here. Next, speaking about coal tar. So coal tar, this black liquid, have you guys seen when you go to the mechanic shop or anywhere else in the machines? Have you seen this coal tar, the black color fluid?
Yes, tar which we put on the road.
Sorry?
This is the tar we usually use for the road.
Yes, that is also, it is used there also. Good. So again, what color is it?
Black.
Is it
Black.
is it thick or not? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And is the smell very nice? Wow, kind of smell or kind of smell?
Ma'am, it's unpleasant.
Yes, so it is simple. So what are the properties of coal tar now? It is black, thick fluid, thick liquid with an unpleasant smell. That's it. The smell is not good. I personally don't like that smell. I don't know how many of you like it, but I don't like it. Now, where is it used? It is used in synthetic dyes, in the drugs, explosives, perfumes, plastics, paint, photographic materials, roofing materials, and naphthalene balls. Naphthalene balls, these are used as mosquito repellents, all that. In all these, coal tar is used. Okay, am I clear with this topic? Yes?
Ma'am, doubt. Ma'am, doubt.
Yes, ma.
Ma'am, you told that like in coal tar it has a unpleasant smell
Mm-hmm.
and it is used in perfumes and paints.
Good question. Good question. See, what happens is only a small amount is used, not and whenever they use in perfumes, they are going to remove some of the properties that are there in coal tar. It's not like it is used as a raw material there. There are some changes that are made and then it is used in perfume. You're getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not used directly, okay? But very good question. What's your name?
Nandan.
Good question, Nandan. Okay, next one is coal gas. So coal gas, where is it used? Gas industries, obvious. So coal gas, so it is and when is this obtained? When we change coal to coke. I told you coke is one of the purest form of coal. So when coal is converted to coke, this coal gas is produced. Okay, and this coal gas, they used it as a fuel. So what do they do, what do we use coal gas for?
Fuel.
Huh. So, and where do you think it's good for them to place? We place them next to the industries. What happens is when this coal is converted into coke, the gas is produced. So when we place it near the industries, it is easier for us to use this gas to produce fuel. So it is placed near to the processing plants, which are nothing but industries. Got it? Okay.
Ma'am, what are processing plants?
Sorry?
Ma'am, what are processing plants?
Processing plants are nothing but coal to coke. That conversion requires some industry. That is called processing plant. Plant is nothing but like an industry itself. Processing means something that is converted. So processing plants. Got it?
Ma'am, then why is the coal gas? So it's a lab that the coal gets converted into coal.
Sorry?
So, ma'am, is it a lab or is it like a place where coal gets converted into coal?
I wouldn't call it a lab because labs are smaller. These are not small. These are like big, huge industries. When you speak about labs, they are small. Okay? And they're used to discover more things. It's not a lab. Clear?
Ma'am, why is coal gas used for what? For what is
For fuel. For fuel. 1 minute. Okay. Okay. It used as fuel. It used as a fuel. Bring a point. Okay. Now let's move to the next topic, which is petroleum. Now we finished with the topic. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. So if we are done with now we are done with coal. Now we'll go to petroleum part. So have you ever heard of something called petroleum? Where have you heard? So what is petroleum?
Ma'am, for example, of actual distillation and gas.
Okay, in day-to-day life. Correct. That is petrol, but we are speaking about petroleum.
Ma'am, and it is used as petroleum jelly for sleep.
Right, so petroleum is not petrol, but petrol comes under petroleum, which means, yes, is it here? Okay, so petroleum have petroleum gas, which is you use in your day-to-day life to cook, and it has petrol, kerosene, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin, vitamin, all these come under petroleum. So first, let's look at petroleum, then we'll go to the next topics. Okay, now how are these petroleums formed? See, I told coal, how is it formed on the land where leaving dead plants get buried under the soil, and then over after so many years, coal is formed. Now, same way goes with petrol, but here the catch is in aquatic. In the marine life, the organisms which are there, they die. After that, there is sand, clay, which gets built up on the dead organisms in the water. So what happens there again? The deeper it is, the more temperature and pressure. So there is high temperature, high pressure, and also there is less oxygen. Because of less oxygen or absence of oxygen, high temperature and pressure, dead organisms are converted into petroleum and natural gas. Okay, got it? How petroleum and natural gas are formed? Next. Okay. Now next step. So petroleum has several things in petroleum like diesel, kerosene, paraffin, wax, all this. So how do we separate them? So we are separating them by refining. So refining of petroleum is just separating substances or particles that are there. So refining is process of separating these various constituents and fractions. Various constituents and fractions are separated, and that is called refining. Yes. Next one. Resources we already said about it, and location it is said where do we do this? Where is it? Obviously in industry. That's very nice. So that's what that is the location that is there. Petroleum refining. Now let's see the constituents of petroleum. Now I'll tell you the constituents and you will need the uses of it. Okay, we'll see how much you can guess. First, petroleum gas in liquid form. This is nothing but LPG. Where do you use LPG? Cooking. Excellent. So food for home and industry is LPG. Next one, petroleum. Where do you use petroleum?
For vehicles.
That's it. So motor fuel, aviation fuel, solvent for cleaning. Even driving petroleum is used. Okay? Next one, kerosene.
For aircraft.
Correct. One is for aircraft. And if you were like me, you also know that it was also used for chows, lamps, and all that. You know, if you have seen Mary had a little lamp, you have this. Have you heard of it? For the crack kerosene for light to for the flame light up, you have to use kerosene in that. Have you heard of the Mary had a little lamp? That is so sad. Not heard it. Next one. Yes. Sure. Yeah, we share this. Okay, next one. Lubricating oil. You know what lubrication is? Screen sir? One second. Steve, anyone has the same problem? I think you have to join again. Just try joining again, okay? Okay. It's clear from here, and everyone has no problem, so just try joining again. Okay. Next, lubricating oil. You guys know what lubricating means?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
When it is used in like a bigger motor or some vehicles,
Correct. So two kids answer right now. Very good to those two kids also. So lubricating oil is lubrication. That is with two surfaces are there. No, they collide and there's friction. But we add this lubricating oil, it easily move like this, or else they move like this, and there's damage on the material. So it is used in big machineries, all that lubricating oil. Next, paraffin wax. Where do we use it? Paraffin wax. Correct. In Vaseline. Anyone who takes care of themselves will use Vaseline for the ethanol. So there, Vaseline. In ointment, there's also there an ointment, candle, etc. So all pieces we use paraffin wax. Then there's a substance called bitumen. You'll learn about it in the near future. Just remember the word bitumen now. So bitumen, where is it used? On the look, someone said previously when I spoke about gold, I said on both services. Who was that? What's the name again? Shavya. Samanvika. Okay, Samanvika. So that which is used is bitumen. Okay, you are right, but in different form. Okay, so bitumen it is used in paints and road surfacing. And clear with this? Yes. Good question. This is going to be a homework for all of you. Next class, I'll ask you two questions. What the first question I can ask next class? Country or a place. And second one is petrol diesel. What is the difference? I'll ask you the next class. Yes? Huh? It's homework.
Solar energy.
Yeah, it's homework tomorrow only. Okay? But good, I like the enthusiasm. Next one, natural gas. Where did we hear this natural gas word before in the previous class? Not none except under anyone else. Yes. Apart from that, somewhere else also we heard. Where did we hear that? Not under anyone else? Not coal. Comments? Another. With petroleum, we heard this natural gas. Here, how petroleum was formed. Then we said after they get deposited for many years, right? Along with petroleum, natural gas is also formed. Okay? But good try, everyone. Good try. I like people enthusiastic. I don't mind if you tell me wrong answers, but until you answer, ma'am is very happy. I'm a very simple being. I'm very happy. Okay? Good, everyone. Next one is natural gas. So natural gas, why do we use it? What is the purpose of it? See, natural gas, you know what? The CNG, compressed natural gas. Why is it called compressed? Because it is stored under high pressure. Why high pressure? See, now I have this stage at home. So I want more and more gas. So what happens in a cylinder? If I have more and more gas in a cylinder, correct? So it is stored under high pressure, so more gas can be stored. And it's very, very easy to transport. It can be transported to pipes. That is why we use CNG. And also it produces less pollution. So it's a cleaner form. Okay? Then it can be used for power generation. And CNG same for power generation to generate power. As transport fuel, used for because it is cleaner and less polluting. Is that called? Okay. And it is also used as a starting material for making certain fertilizers and chemicals. Okay? Direct burning. Through pipes, you supply to home, factories, finished. It is supplied and less pollution. Then compressed natural gas, it is stored in high pressure cylinders for use in vehicles offering orange. So if any of you have recently purchased cars or anything, then you see where they have to fill in diesel. There will also a separate place for CNG itself next to it. See if you can. Okay, so there in vehicles also it is used. So which produces less emission, lower emission of gases. That's it. Yes, yes. Who has that?
Oh, like you told natural gas is compressed under high pressure. So when it react the cylinder,
See, it's okay. Your question. Let me finish your question. Just let me write it down. If it is stored at high pressure, will not last. Is your question or what? So Tizi, for now, let's take an example of you blowing a balloon. Will it burst if you put low amount of pressure in the balloon? If you blow a little, will it burst?
No.
Till one point, it can see this much is the balloon can expand till here. Till this point, it can expand. After this point, it will burst. Same way is with the cylinders. Till one point, you can apply the pressure. So till there, they applied and fill the gas, not more than that. If you go more than that, then yes, as you said, the cylinder is going to blast. Okay. Now, apart from this, there's a small topic where the next process gets finished. So you guys know that you can't keep using petroleum. Why can't we keep using petroleum? What is it for CNG? Correct. Air pollution, global warming, too much carbon dioxide, not safe for us, for plants, for animals, any of them. And it is very good, very good. Who said this? Very good, Janvi. Correct. What is that energy called? Who was it? Someone. Okay, Janvi, very good. So these are the main 2 points. And again, pollution. This is why we use CNG. Also, how can I reduce usage of petroleum? All that. For short distance use cycle, just go by walking. This don't good. That is now the present solution. Very good. But again, I would recommend for shorter distances to for physical health also. Yes.
When we use electric cars or vehicles, we have to charge it right now. Still excess electricity we consume to charge it.
Correct. That is true. Now, it is not like too much electricity, but again, electricity is used in daily life. But then it does not produce pollution like carbon dioxide. You know, the amount of carbon dioxide is reduced. Initially, what happens is first there is carbon monoxide. That gets converted. This carbon monoxide is extremely poisonous and very harmful for the nature. So to avoid all this, we use electricity. But again, there are alternatives that are generated to have different sources of electricity. You getting my point?
Yes.
That's it. So this was your chapter for today, kids. You have any doubts?
No, thank you.
Good. It was a really interactive session, and other kids except for the CS and one more kid I don't know her name. Except for the 4 kids, anyone not answering, I would expect many to answer in the next. Okay. And remember to learn 2 questions and all this topic. I'm gonna ask you questions. Good.
Yes.
Okay.
Anything to better?
Just learn this chapter for now. Just learn the chapter and those questions. Sorry.
Some homework.
Yeah, I will. Okay, you want homework? Okay. I'll send you homework. Fine. Okay. I'll tell you what the homework is. Okay. Is it fine? Okay. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
You guys understood everything? You have some doubts?
No, no.
Hmm.
We have to purchase interest both lessons.
We'll inform you about all these books. For now, just keep going to it. I will definitely inform you about what books you purchase. We'll inform you regardless in the further classes. For now, okay. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, sir is inform you. For now, just read this chat, okay? Okay. So, should I record?
Students, one more thing.
1 second, yes, sir is talking to you.
So one more thing, I see some more students joined, right? So may I know the names? Yes, students, who joined newly? Where is Janvi? Okay, good then. And it's okay. I see Arpita Lokesh. What's your name? Tendo R. Okay. Yes, fine then. So join tomorrow also. Okay.
Sir, I'm a demo class student. I'll join from tomorrow.
Okay, fine. And one more information, that is, you inform your friends, okay, and bring them and let them also attend. Fine.
Yes,
You can share the link. You can share the link, and they also join.
yes,
So that we will have some more students. Okay.
yes. Okay.
Okay. Bye bye.
Yes, yes.
The
The PPT, yes, we'll finish that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So how do you exit this? How do you exit this?
There is no option to insert also. There is an option here. Add pages next.
What about the add option, sir?
I did. That is adding a page.